Hello. In this video, we are looking at Deneb with Vega-Lite, of course, and how to create an x-axis showing a date level aggregation. So not year, not month. Now, the reason I want to make this video is because actually, if you look at the documentation for Vega-Lite, there's not a lot to how to precisely set up date. Yes, year, and yes, month, but not actual date. And there are a few tricks, few things you have to know to get it set up in a way which I think looks pretty good. I hope you agree. So let's get going and see how we do that. So currently what I have selected on my x-axis date, but I haven't specified anything other than date. As you can see now, the field is date, but that's all I've said, field date, and type temporal. So what can we do to change that, to be more precise about how we see the date in this visualization? Well, the first thing that I can do is I can say time unit. Now my time unit is year month. So I can type year or year month. When I type year month, you can see I have March and I have April because that's the time I'm showing. And also it looks really strange because March in 2022 is being repeated. So I'll change that to type nominal from type temporal. Now I know that type temporal is designed to be used with the date range. I prefer to use nominal in this way because that allows me to use the aggregation that I want to use. So the first thing that I've done, I've added time unit and the year month, and I've changed the type to nominal. Those are the first two steps. There's still a lot more to do. So what I want to change now is not show year month, but year month date. When we do that, you'll see this. Now again, I'm getting, each day of the month, but it's too much data. You can see there's a lot of information there on the x-axis. Again, we're repeating the year. We don't need to see 2022 all the time. We don't need to see March all the time. There's no point in repeating that information. It packs out the x-axis. It doesn't look good, and it's confusing to the user. So I want to keep going with my changes. But that is year, month, date. If you want to just type in time unit, year, month, date, that's what it allows you to see. The year, the month, and the actual date. So now what I'm going to do in the axes, in the x-axis, I'm going to specify precisely what I want to see. And to do that, I use label expression. So within the x-axis, I type label expression. As you can see here, I'm typing that in the encoding of the x-axis, and I'm specifying how that axis should look. So I'm using label expression. So label EXPR. And that allows me to enter data. Or it allows me to set it up more how I want to see it. So I'm using this time format, and within time format, I can use certain key to specify what I want to see. So as you can see now, I've got time format datum.value, and I'm going to enter this. This is this %D. Now there's a big list of codes which show you what each value means, which we'll get to in a second. So we have the label expression is what we want to specify, and we're specifying the time format using datum.value, and then we're using this %D, and what that does is shows you the day of the month. Again, there's a large list, and I'll show you those in a second. I'm not going to show you what they all mean, but I will provide that link in this video so you can go through yourself and see the different things you can choose from. And when I do that, what you have is this visualization, which is then showing you the days of the month. We'll have a quick look at that. So now if we look at the visual, what you can see is that our data is showing the day of the month, but it's not showing all of them. And also you have this NAN at the start of your date range. So I want to make another quick change to fix that as well, because I don't want to see this NAN. It looks really ugly. Strange that it's there. And also, if possible, I want to see every single day of the month, not every other, which is what we have now. So to do that, actually what you need to do is go inside the config, and the axes band shows you tick extra. So all I've done is I've searched for tick extra. So to find this, all you have to do is go to the config and search for this word extra. It's the only time that the word extra appears in the config, but it's tick extra. And by default, this is set to true. We want to change that to false. And when we change it to false, it sorts that out for us. Now I apply that change, and as you can see, I now have the day of the month for every single bar. So every single data point now has a day of the month, and the NaN has disappeared. Great, looks a lot better. We're certainly not finished yet, because now we can see the day of the month, but what we can't see is we can't see what month it is. And I want to fix that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add to our label expression more information to this time format. So as you can see here, as I mentioned before, this is this big list of formats you can use for your dates. I've provided the link in this video, and you can go through and have a look for yourself. There's many different options, but what I want to do now is use the option that's going to show me the month of the year. So to do that, all I need to do is add a comma and then specify again time format. So that's what I've done. I've added time format, again datum.value, and this time I've added the B. Instead of the D, I've added the B, because the B, lowercase b in this case, means the abbreviated month. So before I had time format and then I had just the D. Now I've added a comma and I've added exactly the same expression, but I've changed the D to a B, and now on every single data point I have the day of the month and I have the month. But though I can see the month, I'm not particularly happy with that, because I think that's too much information. So great, I can see where March changes to April, fantastic, but to show the month on every single data point, again, it's too much, it doesn't look good, and you might like that, and if you like that, that's fine. For you, if that's how you want your date set up, then for you, video finished, move on. But for me, I'd rather just show it at certain points. And to do that, you kind of need to make a change. So what I'm going to do now is I'm changing that lowercase b again to a lowercase d, because I want to change this to an if. Yeah, I'm going to give it a condition. And the condition is, in this first case, that if the day of the month equals 1, then I want to see the month. So again, I've written here, if it equals 1, then there's question mark, then show me the month. So just to go through that again, so it doesn't get too much too quickly. At first, I had my time format and I just said, show me the day of the month and the month. What I've now done is I've made this change and I've said, instead of show me the day and show me the month, I'm saying show me the day. That's never in question. That's always going to happen. And also show me the month, but only when the day equals 1. If it doesn't equal 1, then show me nothing. Now, when I apply that change, you'll see that's what happens. Now, on every single day, I have nothing other than there, where it says the 1st of April, we can then see that on that particular day, it's April. For every other day, we can't see anything. So now if I extend my date range out in this slicer, you can see now on the 1st of March, I see the name of the month, and on the 1st of April. So I don't have a repeating month on my x-axis, I only have it on that one day, which, I don't know, could be fine. I'm kind of okay with that. I wouldn't complain too much, but I'm being picky and I want a bit more. because if you filter your date range to say 7 days or 10 days, it's possible that you don't see the month. So what I kind of want to do is change it so that even when I've sliced to a smaller date range, I can still see the month I'm looking at. And to do that, all I need to do is change my condition or add more to my condition. So again, what you can see now is that it's saying that if it's the day of the month is 1, then give me the month. I'm going to simply extend that out and add more conditions. All I have to do now is copy what I've already written and replace it where I've written the blank. So I'm copying that and I'm going to paste it where the blank is, because instead of saying else blank, I'm saying else. So it's another condition. So I'm going to say now if it's, say, I'm not sure, just pick a number, the 11th. If it's the 11th, then also show me the name of the month. So you see, now we have the 1st of March, we have the date, the month, and also on the 1st. So the 1st of March and the 11th of March. Looks better. Now it kind of looks uneven. So now I can just choose exactly where I see the name of the month, which is pretty cool. You can specify exactly where the month name goes on each of your data points. So I'm going to do what I did before. Again, just copy and paste it and then add another month number. So say I've got 1st, I've got 11, say 22, and see how that looks. Also add one more, why not, and say the 30th. Might be a bit strange, might be good, I'm not sure. So now we have exactly on the 1st, the 11th, 22nd, and the 3rd, you have the name of the month. You might disagree. I quite like that. I also like it here because you can see when I slice to show only the 7 days, we have the month name for March and April, now for 14, and now for 31. You can always see a month name. So the user of the report is going to be happy because they can see the month, and also you can see where the month changes. That is basically how that's done. I wanted to make this video because, as I said before, I don't think there's a great deal of particularly clear documentation on this. I'm sure I'll find a better way of doing it at some point, and if I do, I'll update this video or just make a new video. But for me, currently, that's how you do it. And of course, once you know how to do it, you can also apply the same logic to the year. So if you want to only show the year at a certain point, if you're doing an aggregation by month, for example, if you want to show the year only when the month is 01, then you can do the same, apply the same rules to what I've just showed you here using the different symbols which mean month and year. That's it. So that's it. I hope that helped. I hope you learned something. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more videos about this and other Power BI stuff, then subscribe to my channel. Always appreciated. Thank you very much and goodbye.